Bravo, Dallas. Bravo, 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 Dallas. The Dallas Cowboys never cease to amaze me. They never cease to amaze me. I always can count on the Dallas Cowboys to make sure I got something to talk about. I can always count on the Dallas Cowboys. Always. They are like when the clock strikes midnight. It's guaranteed to happen. Death, taxes, and Cowboy stupidity. It's a foregone conclusion. What's good, you guys? I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II. You guys are locked in on your dose of Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Okay. All right. Let's not BS here. We still have a show to do, right? I have to be professional. I have to address the elephant in the room. I have to address everything that's going on. The Dallas Cowboys, I repeat, your Dallas Cowboys are trading three-time All-Pro linebacker Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers. It says here Parsons and the Packers already have reached an agreement on a 4-year, $188 million contract. David Mulugeta of Athletes First had a hand in the trade and ultimately negotiating the record-breaking contract that includes $120 million fully guaranteed at the signing and makes Parsons the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. This man makes more than Myles Garrett, TJ Watt. He makes more than AJ Brown. He makes more than Max Crosby. He makes more than Chris Jones. He makes more than all those guys. Micah Parsons is the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Ooh. Let's do some quick math real quick. Let's do some quick math. $188 million divided by 4 years. $47 million? What the fuck? Yo. $47 million on average for Micah Parsons. $47 million average salary with $120 million fully guaranteed. So however you want to bust it down, if you want to just focus on the guaranteed dollars, over the next 3 seasons, they're paying him $40 million. You can make an argument the first 3.5 years are fully guaranteed. The first 3 years of the deal, the first 3.5 years of the deal are supremely guaranteed. They're guaranteed. We're going to talk about how this affects the Green Bay Packers, but I still want to focus on the Cowboys. So again, the Cowboys are sending their 3-time All-Pro linebacker, Micah Parsons, to the Green Bay Packers. The Cowboys receive defensive tackle Kenny Clark. And by the way, Kenny Clark is a very good football player, by the way. I don't think this is an equivalent exchange. I think the Dallas Cowboys could have got more. But here's my problem with what the Dallas Cowboys received. They got defensive tackle Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark is a 3-time Pro Bowler. 3-time Pro Bowler. So let's not fake the funk here. Kenny Clark is a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's been one of the healthiest guys in football over the past 4 seasons. He's been pretty healthy his entire career. So they're getting somebody who's reliable and that shows up for work. Kenny Clark is also 29 years old compared to Micah Parsons being 26 years old. Kenny Clark is 29 years old, and he will be 30 years old by November. October. Kenny Clark will be 30 years old by October. So you basically traded a 26 3-time first-team All-Pro in Micah Parsons. The Cowboys traded a 3-time All-Pro in Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers for a 30-year-old defensive tackle and only 2 first-round picks? Only 2? Y'all should have asked for Rashawn Gary. Y'all should have asked for more. Y'all should have tried to get Adrian Cooper. Y'all should have tried to get more than this. And I know the Dallas Cowboys have desperately been in need for a defensive tackle because Mozzie Smith is not it. But a 30-year-old Kenny Clark, only 2 first-round picks from Micah Parsons, arguably one of the best edge rushers in football, 26 years old, just hitting his prime, 3-time first-team All-Pro, multiple-time Pro Bowler. Listen, Micah Parsons was a Cowboy. Let's call it what it is, but game recognized game. He was a Cowboy, but game recognized game. I would have tried to get at least 2 players in 2. I would have tried to get another player out of that. There's no way the Green Bay Packers would have got me to give them Micah Parsons for a 30-year-old D tackle and just 2 first-round picks. There's no way. Y'all would have had to give me. Hold on, I gotta look at the Green Bay's roster real quick because you wouldn't have just gave me Kenny Clark. I'm telling you that right now. It wouldn't have just been Kenny Clark. You would have had to give me. Hold on. You would have had to give me Quay Walker or Adrian Cooper or maybe Rashawn Gary. Or maybe Devontae White. You would have had to throw in some more names. You would have had to sauce this up. Either y'all get Kenny Clark and 3 first-round picks, or y'all get Kenny Clark, another player, and 2 first-round picks. Y'all would have had to sauce this gumbo up for me. What's going on? I thought Jerry Jones was a deal maker, a mover and a shaker. But then again, Jerry Jones is the same guy that bought all that oil drilling equipment in the 90s or in the 80s, had nothing, couldn't find oil to save his life. Didn't know what to do with the equipment. It said, "Oh wait, I can flip the equipment and make money off renting equipment out to oil drillers." Okay, that showed some ingenuity. But he bought all that oil equipment and couldn't find 1 lick of oil. Put all his family money into the Dallas Cowboys. Thank God it worked out. You know, the Dallas Cowboys are the most valuable franchise in the NFL. I believe the Dallas Cowboys might be the most valuable franchise in the country. I think they're top 5 in the world, top 3 in the world. So at least they got something good going for them. But Micah Parsons is now a Green Bay Packer. Wow. Do we play Green Bay this year? Do the Eagles play Green Bay this year? Because we played them twice last year. We do play Green Bay this year. We play Green Bay on Monday Night Football, baby. This is going to be fun. I can't wait. But the Dallas Cowboys, okay, I got to look at their roster now. The Dallas Cowboys. Who do you have? Who do you have up front? Who do you have? DeMarvion Overshawn still hasn't recovered from the ACL, right? Y'all interior still sucks. I know y'all got my man Kenny Clark. Y'all got Kenny Clark, okay, but I don't think that's enough. I don't think Kenny Clark is enough for the problems that the Philadelphia Eagles provide the football teams. I don't think Kenny Clark is enough. Who else they got? Where the Dallas Cowboys roster at? Here we go. Let's look at this defense real quick. Oh my God. I'll tell you one thing. They better hope Donovan Izaraku is a player. Because I like Donovan Izaraku. I like Donovan Izaraku. They better hope he's a player. Hold on. Let's pull this up. Look at this roster, y'all. So this is the Dallas Cowboys roster here. We're not even focused on third-string guys. Marshawn Nealand, Kenny Clark, Osa Adizua, Dante Fowler Jr. I'm sorry. They are burnt toast on the edge. They are burnt toast on the edge. Burnt toast. Did they get stronger on the interior? Sure. I would say they got stronger. But where are you getting your sacks from? I'm telling you, they better hope Donovan Izaraku is a player. They better hope. And now this begs the question, right? Let's, enough with the trolling. Let's ask the $1 million question. Are the Dallas Cowboys in rebuild mode? Are the Dallas Cowboys in rebuild mode? Because here's the question, right? Or here's the dilemma, excuse me. You gave Dak Prescott $60 million. You gave CeeDee Lamb $34 million. I'm not finished. You gave Trevon Diggs a 5-year, $97 million contract in 2023. You just gave your tight end all that money. You have a young offensive line. You just gave Osa all that money at D tackle. He's not even really a top 10 D tackle, but you gave him all that money. I'm having a hard time figuring out what you traded for. So let's try to recap their moves. Let's try to recap the transactions here. You traded for George Pickens as well. Are you going to re-sign Pickens after this season? You don't have a running game. Your offensive line is suspect. You don't have a pass rush. Trevon Diggs, Lord knows where he's going to be when he comes back. And I think he's supposed to play week 1, I think. DeMarion Overshawn is still out. Am I right when I say that? Where's the production coming from on defense?